Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme.
We are the podcast that dares to ask, what did I just watch?
You just watched Jack Frost.
Not when, what is it, Kevin Costner? Isn't the other one?
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton, then thinking. Not when Michael Keaton dies and then becomes a snowman so he can spend time with his kid.
Yeah,
or is it the other way around? I can't remember the plot. One of them dies. It's either
I
him or
believe
his
he
son.
dies.
Okay. It's either him or the son dies. And then
No, he
becomes
the snowman. Yeah.
To spend time with his
Yeah, I
family.
forgot about that. How sad.
Yeah, no, it's a tragic movie.
Because how does that end? I don't remember how that one ends.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not talking about that one.
No, we're talking about an entirely different one that came out a year later.
A year earlier.
Was it a year earlier?
Yeah. Michael Keaton's came out after this one.
Who let him do that? You wouldn't have called it something different?
Dog.
Just anything different?
I know, because when you Google Jack Frost, you get some options. You also get the Santa Claus 3.
This was thing too. Yeah, I know. Kitty was like, "Isn't that the one with like Martin Short in it?" And I'm like, "No. I'm pretty sure you're thinking of Santa Claus 3."
No.
This came to us as a suggestion on Instagram, so just let you guys know if you ever want to suggest things that we do, reach out to us on our social media. We're gonna do it. If you want to hear about it, we're gonna do it.
No matter how much it might hurt. Significantly.
So I will tell you while watching it.
Please.
This is the basic premise, just real quick plot. Serial killer is getting transported, dies, and happens to be a part of a chemical explosion that then turns him into some government project where he no longer has a body. He's now liquid form and can form himself into a snowman. And then proceeds to exact his revenge on the sheriff that caught him.
You know what's funny to me is I was thinking to myself, isn't like the snowman from Frozen what you would turn yourself into before you turned yourself into the snowman that we see here? We'll say it's a budget issue. Keep going.
We'll say that it's an imagination issue. Or in fairness, maybe he just really wanted to pass as like docile so that he could then plunge an icicle in your chest.
That's fair.
Or your brain. So he proceeds to wreak havoc on the whole place. Anyways, I started out watching it going, God, this is fucking awful. There are some terrible jokes in it. There's a lot of horrible things that happen. There's a scene that is wildly uncomfortable and only could they have thought appropriate to film in the 90s and early 2000s. There was a teenage woman that was forcibly sexually assaulted.
Yes. I don't even know if
by a snowman.
We'll go. We'll fly.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We're 18 plus here. I started watching it going, God, this is awful. By the end of it, said this could definitely, and I don't know if it is, but has potential to be very much a cult classic kind of horror film. Like it's so bad that it's good.
Well, also, I don't know if you saw, it's categorized as horror comedy. And most places I looked. So is that on? The beauty of doing that is I don't know what's on purpose, and all of it gets a pass because you said also comedy. Let me throw that in there too.
There were a couple that got me, and there was a couple of times where
let's hear it.
I thought, I'm not sure that the director heard what was said by some like extra on the set, and that it wasn't like something that was done on purpose. It was like how did we let that go by?
Okay.
And the first instance I can think of is the only one that like stuck out and like is with me, but I felt like I noticed multiple times where I'd hear just random whisperings from like out in the background. But the kid, which
kid?
Just
I just liked all of them.
The bobsled rolling over the kid, the little like tiny wood sled. It wasn't even a bobsled. I'm sorry, like a little toboggan that went over a kid and somehow decapitated him cleanly.
Billy.
Like I don't know how it did that though. Like the kid, there was no kid on it. It just was on the run kind of. It would have literally hit his head and stopped.
Yeah.
But anyways, somehow it decapitates a kid, right?
That's where you're starting your quarries with the movie. Is
that's pretty early into the movie, so yeah, that's one of them. Multiple others.
Not the horrifying scene of him sprayed with acid and falling to his fucking knees.
Remind me of Judge Toon, Judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Judge Doom.
I thought Indiana Jones.
Yeah, about that same quality.
Yeah.
Only 20 years later. But okay, and the dad of the kid that died was yelling at the sheriff, who the sheriff's kid is the one that was like, a snowman pushed you, and nobody believed him.
To be fair,
dad's like yelling at him. Yeah, nobody would. Why would you ever believe that story? I assume that's what you're going to say.
Well, yeah, and yelling at him in the first place, yeah, because it's like, okay, you're one of 3 officers in this town. Your son was with my son, who's now murdered, and you're like, I don't know, I gotta believe him. I gotta believe him when he said the snowman pushed him.
He said the snowman pushed him, and the dad of the murder victim is like, how can you say that? It's obviously it was your son. And the dude was like, if they were fighting, he's easily 2 feet taller than my son. And you hear an extra in the background go, not anymore.
I don't know that I heard that.
I heard that. Well, and like, so I had to watch this, like my kid's next to me on the couch and I'm like on my little phone like this, but I had my headphones in and they're noise canceling headphones. So like, I think I heard everything going on, but like all I heard was someone in the background going, not anymore. And it completely, I was like, oh, okay, that set the mood for me more about that film than anything else. I was like, so we don't care.
That helps a lot. Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? I could enjoy a movie like that. That instead of, because I didn't get to hear any little extra conversations.
I wish I could think of other ones, because like there was some other times where like
I combined extra and I don't know, I lost it now.
I just like that we're doing this together.
Yeah. Like a snowman and a poor 18-year-old. Elizabeth Shannon is in this, and she's the only person I recognize and the only person I'll ever see again. And she plays horny teenage girl. Number 1. There's only one.
Did she get typecasted from then on?
I mean, this was 97. 99 was American Pie. And then, don't ask me why I know that so fast. And then
it just hurts.
She's done other things, but like, yeah, she's kind of the love interest in a lot of stuff. She was in Jane Silent Bob Strike Back.
She was. That's Boo Boo Kitty Fox. I don't remember her real name, but
I mean, does anybody need a name after getting a nickname like that? Says the 2 men.
The death that these people all suffered, other than I think the icicle to the brain, the rest of them I felt comical. Like,
okay, so what was it? Let's recap. There's the sled, which I don't even know if really we can call that a murder. Like
Final Destination shit going on there.
Like a lot of things that take place, not just me pushing you. Like he didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like I guess if you push somebody in front of a car,
yeah,
like you did that.
Technically, he did the old man, where you just cracked the old man's neck.
He did do that. So that's a solid one.
But we didn't see that, so
no. I'm okay with not seeing that one. And then we did the sled, so we'll count that. So that's 2. And then there was the man with the axe, which
I find comical because we had an axe, but we had to prove a point, and we took the back end of an axe and just crammed it down your throat. It was unnecessary, and I was about
at least it was a throat.
Fair. It could have very well not been. You know, there's a number 2, right?
Oh, I do.
It looked like a tropical location, which I'm real curious about.
That's next Christmas, my friend.
And then you had
the wife,
the officer that got rolled over.
Well, before that was the wife with the tree.
That was good. It was brutal. Yeah, like every time she came up, it was funny because every time the actress would come up with more shit on her face, there was at least 2 times that he brought her head up that she very clearly looked like she was trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
And then he just like crams the face, and it's obviously like just a stuffed animal or something, and he's just slamming it into the the ornaments.
There was one point where I was watching this where I thought, is this where the snowman prank came from? Like, is it just this movie? You know, where the guy sits in a big snowman and he just like
there's a whole game based on this premise.
Of course there is.
There's a game where you have to hide in your bedroom and use like a hair dryer to try to stop the snowmen from coming to kill you. And they're vile snowman.
That's fair. Then we have the
cop that gets run over.
The cop that gets run over. That was next.
That was funny to me. See the little stop sign? What? No, never in a million years do you stop. Go around it.
You just go around it. You're a bad police officer. And then you had the teenage boy, which is unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time. If you guys would have been doing what you're supposed to be doing, you would have never been there. For some reason, they decided when there was a curfew lockdown thing that they would break into the sheriff's house.
Because her little brother was the one that got killed, so she was trying to get revenge
by showering
sex in
his. You know what?
Okay, so yeah, by having sex in the house, but yeah, who? Because she yells. Here, 2 parts about this are fantastic, by the way, from a comedy standpoint. She yells, "Thank you," whatever his name is, Tommy, right?
Tommy.
Thank you, Tommy, because the bathtub is filled with water. You told him to get you like champagne or wine and a fire.
A fire, yeah.
What in your mind are you like? Yeah, he definitely started me at hot tub. He started me at bath.
I was more confused. I was more confused of. Well, I guess you clean out first. I was more confused of. Did Jack make you a bath?
Yeah,
because it's hot water, so you'd want to stay away from that, right?
He controls the temperature when he's liquid. Remember, so like they were saying, when he's liquid, he's not affected by the cold or whatever.
Yeah, but he had to have been solid to turn it on.
I think it was all him.
Well, then, but there was a point at the bottom where the water was like on the floor all of a sudden, and then she was like, "Oh, the water's getting cold." I thought he crept into it.
So yeah, then he made her a bath.
Who knows?
He made her a lukewarm bath.
Right.
That's fair, but the carrot was in there. The only reason I thought it was weird, because it's not like you would drag the carrot with you. Like you're like, I'm gonna sneak up on her, and then he's just dragging.
Where does the carrot and eyes and scarf go? Because one time it was
sometimes it's gone. Well, sometimes it's gone because there's been a couple times where you saw him and like he didn't have any of those things, which was terrifying.
I don't know if that's on purpose. I enjoy every time he gets into a room. It just looks like someone's on the other side with a water hose spraying the cracks of the door.
I enjoy the giant fucking oven mitt that grabs people every time that they're like, "Oh no, he's here!" And also you just see a big oven mitt come up and go, "Ah!"
Yo,
but, she said thank you, right, to him, and it pans to him dying, bleeding out, and he's just like this. He smiles and nods. He's like,
"Yeah,
like
I was almost there."
Damn it.
So funny thing about, well, not funny. So that the bathtub scene is Elizabeth Shannon's scene where they're in the tub, or she's in the tub. He gets into the tub in liquid form because he can go from liquid to snow. Why not ice? Well, he creates icicles anyway. And he grabs her, and he starts. She's like in him, like her arms are stuck, and he starts into her, into the wall.
He starts what? He cut out.
He starts thrusting himself into her, into the wall. So you see the carrot pop up, and you see that, and so I found this thing that said the blank scene, which is the word grape but shorter, in the film wasn't originally intended to be this. It was meant to just be Jack smashing Jill into the wall until she died. But when the movie got into the editing phase, the editor told the director, "You know what this looks like, don't you?" Due to the shot of the carrot floating in the surface of the water early in the scene, as well as Jack's carrot nose being not being on his face during the scene. Rather than reshoot the whole scene, which was difficult to achieve apparently, the director went with it and quickly shot a few shots of Jack Frost making sex puns after Jill's death for continuity. What? Like,
you knew you done fucked up, and you're like, money.
I enjoy that it took just a bystanding citizen to go, "Hey, you know what that looks like, right? Like, do I have to hold your hand and tell you, or can you tell what that looks like?"
And he sure did too, because he looked and said, "Guess Christmas came early this year. Hope it was good for you."
Yeah, that was rough.
Jesus
that was
fucking
really
Christ.
rough. But to be fair, Jack Frost, the man who is now a snowman, is just a fucking terrible person. So don't put it past him.
That scene was rough too, by the way. Just watching him kill the other guy. I don't know what it was. But when he was like, "Marv, you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, doing just fine back here." And it pans to him just like putting his foot on the guy's neck.
And then like that thing. Oh, and then like snapping it. Yeah.
It was real like.
I definitely didn't enjoy human Jack Frost for sure. He definitely is a nightmare fueled.
I hated having to see the constant flashbacks. I'll find out a way.
And it was like low volume, and then him just in front of the camera screaming, and then like, oh, I don't know, I had a flashback. Don't worry about it. Would it shock you if I told you the movie was shot into 18 days?
No, not at, it felt like a college film student project.
I text you and I said, "You ever watch a movie and think I could be in this movie?" Like, this is a movie that I'm like, oh, I could have Elizabeth Shannon's career, maybe.
There was
if I just got my start here.
There was nothing special about this movie.
Also, I found out the movie was shot in winter during a drought, so there was no snow on the ground. It was like 70 degrees, and they had to use foam and cotton swabs to make it look like snow around the whole town. Which I guess it's like, guess we just got to make this shit work.
Who wanted, like, who was just like, yeah, we need this?
Can we talk? I don't know. Can we talk about how tried to murder his father?
Yeah, no, he definitely tried to kill his dad. Like, it makes me wonder if maybe he did push Billy.
Let me tell you, he was very unaffected by it. His mom was like, he must be so terrified. And he's like, well, yeah.
All of it.
Fucking
snowman pushed him. Yeah. He was not phased.
What'd you put in the oats to try to feed me?
What'd you put in there? I didn't want you to get cold.
Antifreeze. Yo, he eats some oats. So, because here's the question.
The mom watched the whole time.
That's fair. You should have been there on that.
How the fuck did he get to the antifreeze?
My thing, yeah, because this is supposed to be like childproof sealed, but also the movie's over if he tries it immediately, right? Well, I guess it's not over, but it's not looking good.
I love that he was gonna go throw it away and was like, "Oh, I feel bad." Fuck that. If I ever had something like that, it's going in the garbage.
Which also goes to contest. Do you eat I should just never eat anything that my child's like, I made this.
Unless you watch it from start to finish.
Because it could have antifreeze.
That's yeah.
To be fair, logically, 8-year-old child, keep you warm.
But you see me putting it in a car.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
Then how do you even know what it is?
Just as antifreeze.
Right. It's not like in the like you're not keeping your antifreeze in the garage on like a high shelf.
Oh, you saw that town.
I'm real upset.
Do they have a garage?
I'm glad you brought this up because I would have forgotten. But yeah, no, when he goes, you put antifreeze in it. I'm what the fuck?
Also, at the end, oh no, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
No,
at the end where he pushes Jack out of a window and into the back of the truck, which apparently they did in one shot, by the way. I don't think you can be an antifreeze like that.
You can't
Health wise.
You shouldn't drink it. It shouldn't go inside your body.
I mean, it shouldn't be on my eyes.
No, right. No, yes. You would have needed to close your eyes. Well, it's like when the kid grabbed the arm and goes, what about this arm?
And then wrapped around him, and then he had to start dunking his child.
His kid and just started drowning him in antifreeze. Yeah, that would have been a problem.
I left at that part. I thought that was funny.
That would have been a health issue right there.
Gerdunk, gerdunk, gerdunk. Yeah, and then we get the bubbling antifreeze at the end to let you know that there will be a sequel, which apparently, like we talked about, did take place. God knows when that happened. I don't know the year. Doesn't really matter.
This movie is enjoyable if you go into it knowing that it's a comedy.
2000, by the way.
If you go into this saying this is going to be a comedy, it's not bad. It's really not.
It's pretty gory for a comedy, but I guess some comedies are.
I think of it as like I've told you before. I have a weird soft spot for like shitty horror films.
Mm-hmm. This one right up there.
That's in there, yeah. And it's for the same reasons, like shit that I laugh about. That I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why would this? This isn't a thing. The best horror films to me, like to be horror films, are things that could actually happen.
Fair. You don't think that science experiments could cause a man to fuse with snow?
If it does, I don't think that his first reaction is going to be
proof of a soul.
I don't think there's going to be his first reaction would not be like, let me try to murder more people and get caught. If I was spending a lot of time in prison and then I got out, I think I'd do everything I could to not go back.
You gotta kill a couple people.
Yeah, one or two. And then you leave. Just
to get it going. Right. He could have killed old man Smithers and whatever that guy's name was and been on his way.
You could have only killed the sheriff that you wanted to get revenge on. You didn't have to kill all those other people. That was just for fun.
It's all me.
It was just smut killings.
I'm really disappointed with the amount of movement that the snowman had, which was none. And it took him forever to get the icicle teeth.
I can't tell you how much I appreciated the guy that saw him and was just like going to the snowman competition like he's a fucking snowman and just started shoving heads off of the snowman.
I think that
what a hero.
I didn't take that as that. I took it as, but I see your point completely. I see it as he just ran. And as he got there, the other snowman just fucking set him off. Going crazy.
Very possible. It reminded me of the scene.
It wasn't like I gotta get the other ones. It was like they're here.
Yeah, it reminded me of the scene from The Office when Dwight hides in a snowman but builds like 60 snowmen to try to get Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So my rating for this movie, guys, like I said, if you like shitty horror films, it's top notch. It's rough. About halfway through, I was like, God, why am I watching this? And then by the end of it, I was like, this was comedy gold.
But then at that point, so are you rating it high or low?
I'm rating it, if you're wanting it for a...
Okay, you rate it one way already.
This was an attempt to... This is basically the same reason that like Mystery Science Theater 3000 is gold when they're watching stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same reason this is gold. Like
They also watch this movie, so I'm sure
Santa
that's
Saves the
somewhere you can
Martians
watch.
is horrible, but when they watch it, they say the things you've been thinking this whole time, which then makes it entertaining.
I'm gonna rate it like just a movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it was better than Home Sweet Home Alone.
Anything. I would rather watch the Ice Cream Bunny again. Load it up. I'll watch fucking Jack and the Beanstalk right now.
That's a tough one. What's the runtime for each?
But we appreciate the suggestion for the movie. Like I said, I now have an appreciation and can make jokes about this movie that existed that I never really ever paid attention to.
What's your favorite? You got a favorite line?
I'm telling you, when I heard an extra just go, not anymore, because the kid's head got cut off, I was like, wow.
Not the difference between snowman and snow women. Yeah, that's when I decided what kind of movie this was going to be.
That's fair. When I heard that, I was like, come on.
I was like, oh, so
I heard it a second time, and I was like,
right. I was like, so no writing. Got it. There were plenty of times where we would look at a character. I'm like, what are we doing here? It was looking like the police secretary,
Marla. Yeah,
she's like,
and
with their little tea bags.
What I love is I watch everything with the subtitles on because a lot of times I have a hard time hearing.
That's why I was surprised I didn't hear the parts that you were saying because
no, it wasn't even on the subtitles. That's why part of me thought like this is just something that somehow made it through. And
the real fans will watch it with sound canceling headphones.
The subtitles for me were like 6 sentences ahead. So things would happen and I'd already like, oh, okay. It'd be like, something happened with the snowman. I'm like, I'm sitting here looking at a bunch of people peacefully just talking. I'm like, here comes the snowman. Yeah, no.
Yo, also, can we talk about it real quick? I know we're done with it and it's fine. We can move on. But can we talk about how we almost murdered a man because we forgot he was in a jail cell?
We did. We sure as shit did. Did we need the 10 seconds of the Winnie the Pooh moment though?
The fat shaman? Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Hey, 1997 was a different time.
There were 2 grown-ass men pushing him through. He wasn't getting stuck.
It's a different time.
When the guy
I don't know why we let the guy who was like, he's a science miracle. Let that motherfucker go last. Because let me tell you what, he blows up, a lot more problems out of my way.
When the sheriff drops the keys and he's having to psych himself up to get them, fuck you, sir. Grab those keys and run.
Grab them keys. You're breathing in rat poisoning. If you could hurry up, everybody's breathing in rat poisoning. If you could just hurry up and get the keys, who leaves the key? Oh my god, what people?
That's what it was. Was there?
There was one.
Was it?
That is something I don't know. There was one black person in the whole movie, and he was a security guard or security guard driver number 2. So one of those things you notice as a minority, you're watching it and going, "Hey, shit in here." Like, I get
they're driving the truck,
it's a small country town, but
when they're driving the transportation truck and they're just looking out of that one little window and the passengers also trying to look out of it, I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, I need to see the road. You don't.
That's his only chance of screen time, Michael. Got to represent for the guards and the people of color.
I'm sorry that was the one representation. Although, in fairness,
and then like
if there was a single person of color in that town, I don't think they would have had this many problems. People have been like, "Oh, there's a killer snowman. No, let's leave.
No,
bye, thank you."
Well, they were snowed in, but I still would have found somewhere to be. You know what would have happened? The police would have said, "Hey, it's curfew. You need to stay home." They said, "All right." Just went home. Not like these people who were like, "That's an outrage. I'm not gonna stay in my home. I don't want the vaccine."
Okay. Did you hear this? So
I didn't hear any of it. So just give it to me good.
when at the town hall, you had to. I feel like
Come on, Jack
maybe you
Frost.
heard it. There was no subtitles for it, but you could hear what sounded like, because they showed the priest, they showed him turning on the boiler, and then they went to the town hall, and you see, I swear, you hear what sounds like someone getting mugged, and I thought that the priest was dying, and like you can hear him saying, "It's a snowman," and I'm like,
that was outside. I guess fucking Jack was fucking people up on the way to the town hall. I don't know. I like that the priest gave him the cross with the hair dryer. Thank God for extension cords.
anyways, guys, we appreciate you guys' suggestions. Make sure you guys have, if you have any others, let us know on our social medias. Where are our social medias, please?
So much with this movie.
If it's Jack Frost 2, we're already on it, guys. Don't worry.
Next year, man. Next year. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They're all Friendship Supreme, except Twitter has no I's in the word friendship. All I's typically make it to our YouTube channel. You go to youtube.com/Friendship Supreme. We also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Friendship Supreme, where you can watch Michael and I play a bunch of video games, and it's all super cool.
We might even play a game where we're both birds.
Yo, there's an IMDb section that goes over goofs. I might need to look over that.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We know we did. I've been Michael.
This is Cleve. And who's there? Well, it ain't fucking Frosty.